Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go! Do you have absolute certainty on how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for?
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the Unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. And I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes. Do you think that worked?
Gina Ricci, I am sure that worked. How are you?
Sean, I am amazing. I'm always blown away by listening to what those extraordinarily influential people have to say about you in our intro.
I thought they were talking about you.
No, but Sean, what are we doing here with these extraordinary folks today?
Yes. So today we're playing with that superpower of integrous influence. How do you create all businesses built on relationship, all relationship built on shared experience? This is a shared experience. So the question becomes, what's the most optimal shared experiences you can create with the greatest efficiency to source relationships with the most ideal people for you to bring value to their life and them to you? That's what we're doing here, playing with the superpower of integrous influence. Gina Ricci, who's here?
Sean, first up from Miami, Florida. Well, first up, I don't know if you know your camera's still covered. So number one.
Covered.
There you are.
Yes.
There you are. From Miami, Florida, this extraordinary group brought together mostly by AJ Donaldson. This woman owns a law firm. She reporting property damage claims against insurance companies, defends policyholders once the claim is improperly denied, delayed, or underpaid. 20 years of combined legal experience, 13 spent representing insurance companies that they now sue. Let us all put our hands together and welcome Nicole Rosefeld to the Heart of Influence.
Hi, everyone. Nicole, welcome to the Heart of Influence. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you. And Nicole, what we're going to do now is we're going to ask you and then everyone for a fun fact. And people are like, I don't know. I'm not that fun. What's a fun fact? A fun fact is very simply something that maybe it's your most proud moment. Maybe it's an embarrassing moment. It might just be some unique moment of accomplishment, something that just happened that made you laugh. And the fun fact at the end of it, it's like, it ends with Nicole. No way. So Nicole, what's your fun fact?
I would say I used to do powerlifting and I could deadlift 315 pounds and squat 240 pounds.
Oh my God, are you kidding? That's unbelievable. We have another attorney that we know really well in Florida. Did you ever hear of Brooke Bolts?
No.
Okay, Brooke, this is extraordinary. Brooke does.
Yes. From CrossFit.
Yes. And Brooke also was extraordinarily into lifting and training. This is amazing. I love this fun fact. And what's your mission, vision, purpose in the world, Nicole?
To help as many people as I can within the law that I practice, because I feel that that's our niche and we know it well.
Beautiful. Well, Nicole, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Gina, we got Nicole. Who else do we have?
Also from Miami, Florida, 20 plus years in the construction industry, mostly in contracting and mixed use, high rises, affordable housing, started on projects for 2K and up, and now managing projects in the millions that have tripled in size since the inception. Managing director for South Florida Development Company. Let's all please welcome Dr. Annie Mecias-Murphy to the Heart of Influence.
Dr. Annie, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. It's such a pleasure. Thank you for having me here today.
Wow. Your heart is fully present as well as your congruence. Thank you for being here. And Dr. Annie, what is your fun fact?
My fun fact is that I have snorkeled in the Great Barrier Reef in Australia.
Whoa. And how was that for you?
That was just unbelievable. It was in a time in my life that I would take students overseas to see in person what they've only read about in the books and been in the classroom. And that was one of the trips that we took overseas. And it was just, I mean, the pictures and videos really don't even give it justice.
Well, Dr. Annie, thank you so much for being here and sharing. And by the way, what was your favorite part about the Great Barrier Reef?
I would say being able to see all the color close up. Even though I've done a lot of scuba diving and snorkeling in the Keys and in different places, just the color was almost unreal. It almost seemed like I was watching something that wasn't real, but it was right there in front of me.
Well, Dr. Annie, it sounds like you're okay, and sounds like you're not out of air and doing wonderfully. Welcome to the Heart of Influence. And thank you.
Thank you.
Gina, AJ is a rock star. We're going to get to him in a little bit. Couldn't be more grateful for him assembling this extraordinary group of people. Straight up rock star, Gina. Who else is here?
Next, from Weston, Florida, host and part of the executive committee of networking group in Weston called Primetime Business Network, uses 40 years experience in business to guide lawyers to realize the money, time, and freedom that they want in life and in business. Getting ready to publish her first book, Complete Guide to Networking in all aspects of networking of life. Let us all please welcome Bianca Moreiras to the Heart of Influence.
Bianca, congratulations on all of your beautiful success. And what is it about networking that grabs your heart and your soul?
Well, thank you, Sean, for asking that question. I love to bring passion and enthusiasm to others so that they can create what they need to succeed in the world. And by shaking hands, rubbing shoulders, we know that that's the best way to do business, period.
Well, Bianca, that is extraordinary. And how about your fun fact?
Well, you just mentioned my book is coming out shortly, so I'm very excited about that. And I did want to mention that I am just a loving mom of 2 adopted boys who have grown to amazing things, and that's my fun fact for you.
Oh, that's a beautiful fun fact, Bianca. Thank you for that. How old are your sons?
26 and 24.
Beautiful. And what's your book? The name of it?
My book is completely about networking. It's called Haven't We Met Before? And it is a complete guide to networking in every aspect of your life. And great little table book also.
Awesome. Well, Bianca, thank you so much for being here. And we're gonna have some fun today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gina, we got Bianca.
Yep. Next, from Miami, Florida, also team-based model consulting specialist, working with CPAs, trust lawyers, and other national specialists as a team, building profit sharing program alliances, and works with medical practices as well, kids, parents, college, retirement planning, and so much more. Let's all welcome Harold Batista to the Heart of Influence.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate
Harold,
it.
sounds like you're finding and co-creating value for people. Are we hearing you correctly?
Correct.
Beautiful. And what's your fun fact, Harold?
Oh man, for 5 years I was involved with the federal union nationally with the United States, and I was able to travel to a lot of the federal institutions, including NASA, and be able to see a lot of the federal systems from within, and that was an incredible opportunity that I was able to have as when I worked with them. Yeah, it was incredible.
Harold, super cool. So let's talk NASA. Harold, do you believe in aliens?
Oh, yes, I do. I actually seen it in a UFO, believe it or not, when I was younger, here in Miami.
What'd you see?
Oh my God, it was so large and flat, silver, flat, just on a clear sky, just sitting there, no sound, no nothing. And of course, all my friends went inside the school to get water when we were playing football. And I was the only one left outside. So I had no other witness to be able to tell them. And that thing just moved in a very angular triangle shape. And it would be something that no plane would be able to do, or nothing that is man-made would be able to do. Yes, so I do believe that there is intelligent life out there.
Amazing. And I do believe that Gina Ricci may have been flying that UFO, but I'm not sure, Harold. Thanks for being here. Gina, are you piloting UFOs, Gina?
This is my, my cover face, what is that? My disguise. So we'll see, maybe by the end of the show, I'll show my alien face. Next.
Who's up next?
Joining us from somewhere in New Jersey, she's the co-chair of McLaughlin and Stearns Cannabis Practice Group, a member of the New Jersey State Bar Cannabis Committee since 2017, sits on the Municipal and Land Use Subcommittee, New Jersey CLE lecture on cannabis law, including diversely held businesses, sustainability, and more. Let's all please welcome Molly Hartman-Lustig to the Heart of Influence.
Molly, congratulations on all your success. Welcome to the party. And a quick question, do you think there's any correlation between cannabis and UFO sightings? Yes or no?
I'm not sure. It would probably depend on what strain of cannabis you were utilizing.
Well,
but I think that would probably be more in the upcoming psychedelics world.
No, beautiful. Awesome, Molly. And so what's your passion about the cannabis space?
I spent about a decade advising municipal entities throughout the state of New Jersey on everything from regulations, planning, zoning, and municipal policy. I've always been an advocate of the medical cannabis for a whole host of ailments, and a proponent of adult use as well for a variety of reasons. And this was the perfect melding of that legal experience I was able to gain and assisting those in becoming operational in their cannabis businesses or even ancillary services.
Oh, beautiful, Molly. Well, thank you for your heart and work in the world. And what is your fun fact?
Oh, my fun fact. My life's not that fun these days. I have two little boys. Bianca can understand this when they're little. I've got a 5 and a 2-year-old, and they're very rambunctious. And I also am crazy enough to have 2 small dogs. That was the only way I was going to get my girls. So I have my 2 ladies.
All right, Molly, and I mean this sincerely, like in like a little fun energy, but factually, which is more consuming energetically, taking care of your beautiful 2 young children, your boys, or the dogs?
Oh, the children, hands down.
Beautiful.
The dogs only need to eat twice a day. The boys need to eat, 10 times a day.
And final fun fact. Do you know, Molly, the singer Melissa Etheridge?
Of course.
Okay. So I am I use the word friend cautiously. I am meaningfully acquainted. I wouldn't want to label friend. She's given me permission to say she's my friend. I'll go meaningfully acquainted with Melissa through dear friends, Siri Lindley, world champion triathlete that was in the intro video. I have never smoked anything in my life. I'm not negative, like it's all good. I'm all for legalization of everything. Like that's where I stand. So I've never actually smoked marijuana. I've never taken any other substance. In fact, I've never even taken a painkiller after surgery. So putting that aside, so Melissa's amazing, big fan, dear friend, and we're doing a fundraiser together out in Colorado. She's playing, I'm speaking, and we have at the end of it, Melissa owns a medical, she owns a cannabis company. And we have a puff pass circle that I am in. And I was in the puff pass circle without puffing. I only passed to Melissa Etheridge in the circle. That is my fun fact for today, Molly.
That's incredible. Was this at Red Rocks in Colorado that she was doing this event?
No, it was a super private. Rebecca Keat and Siri Lindley own a horse rescue. So, and they're dear friends. And we've actually, this is, I mean, spiraling into other fun facts. We raised $200,000 a week and a half ago, just in a weekend for their charity. I've been a big contributor. We actually had a New Jersey congressman in our office to do a fundraiser for that, to help them get an anti-horse slaughter regulation passed. So they're dear friends, and we were doing a very small, like super high-end ticket priced for, you know, mutual people that we know, event on their ranch. And Melissa Etheridge, there's only like 30 people there, so it's like a 30-person private concert with Melissa, and yeah, it was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, super fun.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah. So Molly, thank you for being here today, for sure, and
Thank you for having me.
Everything you're doing in the world. A lot of folks can get themselves in big trouble for doing things that aren't wrong. And I'm very clear that you're helping them do that and keep themselves clear of regulatory minefields and other things. So thank you again for the great work you do. Yeah. Gina.
We're going to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma now with another one of AJ's guests, a passionate social worker helping at-risk youth, adults, and families on a daily basis. Deep training in clinical social work. Built a small following in a private practice to financially support work with organizations serving the underserved and those with limited resources. Let us all please welcome Corel Honeycutt to the Heart of Influence.
Corel, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Awesome. Corel, what's your fun fact?
My funnest fact, the one I use the most, is that I am a walk-in display of the power of manifestation.
Whoa.
Because all of my names, I have 4 of them, end in double consonants. And so I used to doodle as a little girl that all of my names would end in consonants. And I didn't intentionally marry into a double consonant last name, but here I am.
That's unbelievable. That is a super cool fun fact. And what's your, besides having double consonant names continue to compound over time, generationally, what is your mission, your vision, your purpose, Corel, in the world? Like, what's life all about?
So my other fun fact is that I contributed to the development of a parent youth manual to help parents talk to their little people about sexuality and sexual wellness and health and development in one of the largest school districts in the state. So that's a example of my mission, is to help bridge the gap between young people and their adults and their communities so that they can live fulfilling, enriching lives.
Oh, well, Corel, thank you for your heart and intentionality, and thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Gina.
Next joining us from Pembroke Pines, Florida, pastors a multicultural faith community with his wife, serves hundreds of families per week, provides seminars and programs teaching family life skills, career development, mental health in the community, and envisions scaling up his family life center to 10 cities in the next 8 years. Let's all please welcome Pastor Joshua Swilley to the Heart of Influence.
Pastor Joshua, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Well, thank you so much for being here. And what is your fun fact, please?
My fun fact is when I was a youth pastor, we were doing a youth function and I decided to get all the guys together to do flag football. And I made the mistake of putting AJ on the opposite team. And he was in college, I was in college, but my college was studying the Bible and his college was studying to tear people's heads off. So it was a scary time.
Well, through divinity and heart, you survived to tell the tale.
I made it.
You made it. So Pastor Joshua, though, what's your, like, the mission, the vision, the purpose? I hear expansion, I hear touching 10 cities. You know, what's that all about on your heart?
Well, really, we have a heart for families, touching families, helping families, resourcing families. I love what Corel was talking about with helping in the parenting arena. We do seminars about helping parents become better at what they do, helping people to have stronger marriages. So we want to upscale what we're doing here, that we don't just do it in South Florida, but we do it in other places all across the states. So
beautiful. Well, Pastor, thank you so much for being here today and for everything that you're doing in the world.
Thank you.
Thank you. Gina, we have amazing heart-centered humans. Who else do we have?
Well, this final guest of ours, the like co-host of this party, wearing his The You gear, 2 decades tutoring thousands of students with 93% plus success rate. That's pretty awesome. Started in nonprofit sector to help those who couldn't afford the services since 2014. Epic has impacted over 280 students, given almost $500,000 in scholarships and programming, and now with a wait list of more than 350 students, with whom I have no doubt, with Mr. Sean Callaghan's help and support, next month on October 1st, at the event that you guys that we are co-creating with you, it is going to be massively impactful. So let's all please give it up for the one and only AJ Donaldson.
Tremendous football player, rock star, and AJ, if memory serves you, you played for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, correct?
Sure, I did. Right? Not so much. Convicts versus Catholics, right?
The U is fully present. One of the most incredible football programs ever. Heart-centered warrior leader, absolute human being of positivity and change in the world. AJ, it is an honor and a privilege to be here today, brother.
Sean, the honor is all mine, and I appreciate that because I get choked up immediately when I look across all the beautiful faces on the screen, all of these incredible human beings, including Molly, who we don't know each other, but I am so present to just being here in the room with such amazing, world-changing, life-impacting individuals.
Yeah, amazing. And you know what, AJ, and I just want to spend a moment on this, if you find it appropriate and valuable, because as I brought that topic up of Notre Dame, like this becomes fully present for me. And I think it's a huge part of what we're here to do on the Heart of Influence in the world. It's when you can have people that create stories and narratives. And P.S., I was a Notre Dame fan growing up, right? But people can create stories and narratives that put people into a false frame that could be incredibly horrific. It happens to blind people. I'm blind. It happens in all sorts of ways. And it struck me, thinking about this, that what happened with Notre Dame and how they were framing Miami and the whole conversation.
Right.
What I'm curious about is, how did you actually feel about that, and or others? Was it sort of just more surfacey, like, a little trash talking, or was there something deeper there? I've never asked anybody from the University of Miami this question. Wow. If it's something you feel like tackling, I'd love to know the answer.
Well, I appreciate that's such a profound question in general, and for that to be present to you even right now when we are talking about the Heart of Influence, when we are talking about the Epic Foundation, what it is that we do in the community to provide access. Coming from a very low income neighborhood called Opa-locka down here in South Florida, if you're familiar, very, very low income, and understanding the dynamics of the type of access, if you will, that we were allotted in our particular neighborhood. Yes, there were a lot of those individuals that were future or current convicts, if you will. Dynamics of just being able to change someone's environment, being able to expose them to a different lifestyle. The depths of that allows us to make more informed decisions and recreate a completely different outlook on life. And I was allotted that kind of access. So being at the University of Miami, and yes, we all know in Fun Energy, there's a lot of trash talking at any football game. In that same light, the dynamics of not wanting to be misrepresented is very present to me in general. You know, as I represent my mother, Yvonne Donaldson, very, very well by way of Jamaica. Ain't no convicts in my house because she would have beat that right out of me, right? Spare the rod for the child. The discipline that really came from my household by way of Jamaica is where I want to be represented. And even we go even deeper in another time, another conversation as to how my University of Miami football career ended falls in line with what you're touching on.
Yeah, awesome. And I think, you know, I mean, what comes up for me in final on this is University of Miami is an extraordinary institution. And I think we can create such one of the most effective, powerful football machines ever created, but also an incredible academic institution in so many beautiful ways. And it's so interesting how, you know, how quickly in Fun Energy, somebody could misframe something and people can really carry on that energy. Because if you were to like begin to analyze, you know, if flip perspectives, there's, you know, certainly massive imperfections at Notre Dame, there's massive imperfections at every institution, and how we can, and I think this is in the political landscape, and racial bias, gender bias, all bias is rooted in somebody looking to take a higher ground that I don't think is really justified. So as I think about that past dynamic, and you know, that what started as like a fun football thing, it really hurts my heart that anybody would have ever attempted to take a moral high ground on the college landscape against any institution, let alone an institution as powerful and extraordinary as the Miami Hurricanes. And when I had the privilege to play college baseball at the University of Miami, when I stepped onto that field, it was for Columbia University, I felt such an honor and privilege to step onto one of the fields of the greatest athletic and academic institutions in the country. So AJ, you represent the U at such a beautiful and powerful way, and your faith as well. And thank you for co-creating this today.
An absolute honor. I am privileged to be able to share this platform and stage with you, Sean. And I'm very excited for those who are here and participating, those who may be watching this and seeing this right now, to learn a lot more about the Heart of Influence, about the Epic Foundation, how we are aligning to make a dynamic impact in the community by way of your vision and our vision to make sure that we are providing the proper access for all.
Amen. And I can't wait to be there, AJ. And thank you, brother. So Gina, who's going first?
So who's going first? Let's go with Nicole Rosefeld. You get to go first. So let's have some fun.
Yeah, Nicole, please. What we're doing here is we're exploring the superpower of integrous influence. Not pitching, hooking, closing, but instead, Nicole, how do we go from hello to yes, where yes should in fact be created? Because we live in a world where we're bombarded with requests and stuff and information and messages and pinging phones. How do we get to the yes? So to play this game, Gina will be anyone you want her to be. She could be an ideal client. Gina also could be somebody you're raising money with or from, a partner, a client, fundraising partner, for profit, not for profit, anything you want, Nicole. Nicole, who would you like Gina to be?
I would say a client or a prospective client.
And so, and what would she be, Nicole, as a prospective client? A business owner? What's happening for Gina?
A owner of a residential property who has a plumbing loss, and insurance company paid them some money, but it's not enough for them to do the repairs.
Gina, you got a problem with the insurance company and they're ripping you off and you are PO'd. Take us in.
I've had it. All right, so you're calling me, Nicole. So hello.
Well, you have to be calling me ethically, unless I have permission to call you.
Okay, got it. All right. Hello, is this Nicole?
Hi, yes it is. Who's speaking?
Hey Nicole, this is Gina. I got your name from a friend. and I have a massive problem and need some help.
I'm very, very sorry to hear that. Just give me a little bit more details. Start from the beginning.
So I have a plumbing problem. Let's just say it's a really crappy problem, and my insurance is not willing to cover it. And I've got to get it handled. It's just an absolutely disturbing situation that I need the right person to help me recover the insurance, what insurance is supposed to take care of, and get this fixed.
So you're in the right hands. This is what we do. We represent homeowners against their insurance company. So what I need from you is any documents that the insurance company has sent you and a copy of your full policy. And I'll send you my email, and I'll take a look at it and review it and get back to you and let you know if we have a case or not.
Okay, so can you tell me a little bit more like how it works, so I can, I'm checking with a couple of other people, and I just would like to know more about how it works for you, as opposed to maybe another firm that does the same thing.
So the reason I need the documents is because your policy is essentially your contract with your insurance company. So I need to review that to see if your situation fits into having coverage under that specific policy. And if it does, we have the green light and we can move forward to the next step.
Okay, understand. So question, what, can I ask you a question and I will get all that together? What would be, how fast can we move this? Obviously I'm dealing with a big problem here, and I'm not sure, how fast this could go. So I'd like to know what you think, if I can get everything to you by end of day, what could happen next for us?
So if you get it to me before end of day, I do have a meeting between 3 and 4. I'll take a quick look at it after and give you a call tomorrow morning. If you send it to me late in the evening today, I'll take a look at it first thing tomorrow and we'll speak tomorrow.
Okay, and why, just lastly, why would I choose you to work with? What would make it, what would make me want to choose you to work with?
So we did work for insurance companies before for over 7 years. So we now represent insureds against those insurance companies. And that gives us an advantage because we know, how they think, their processes, their procedures. We're also a very small boutique firm. It's just myself and my partner, Heather. And we can offer you that one-to-one that I think you're going to need in this situation, because you want answers now and you want your property back to what it was before.
Okay, well, thank you, Nicole. I've had it with all this crap with my insurance company, so I look forward to talking again later.
Gina, excellent. Nicole, great work. We'll see what the judges say in a moment. Gina, who's going next?
Next, we have Dr. Annie Mecias-Murphy.
Doc, please, who's Gina going to be?
Gina is going to be a donor. She's very interested in, she's just new to the area of South Florida, and she was she was originally from New York, and she really wants to get involved in the community, and she's trying to see where she should donate her time and her resources.
Yeah, Gina, you got some time and some cash burning holes in those pockets? Take us in.
Okay, hello.
Yes, hello. Yes, this is Annie.
Hey, Annie, I got your name from a friend. She said you got to call Annie when you get down there, and I don't even know really why. She just said you've got to connect with Annie about. She knows a lot that's going on down there. Can maybe guide you to some things you might want to be a part of.
Excellent, Gina. Where are you from?
So I'm coming from New York. And, just like a lot of other people here in New York decided to move to Florida for good.
Great choice, by the way. Fantastic choice to come down here.
Oh, you're good. I'm glad you're good with it, because some other neighbors of yours are like, could you all stop moving here, please? I'm happy and excited, and certainly more excited for the winter. But I have some time and I have some resources, and I'm just looking for the right fit and alignment for where I'm going down here. I'm not really sure.
So what other resource, or what other organizations did you contribute to in the past? Is it young people? What's your, what just really gets you? What's your passion?
Well, thank you. Well, I'm very much involved in helping children with cancer. I've gone through that with my own child. And so that's one thing I'm very passionate about, helping humanity by, stopping or influencing people with integrity, so that maybe we can stop abuse and child abuse and all the horrible things that happen. So I'm really passionate about personal development, professional development, learning, helping people learn how to live more in line with their truth, and honor themselves, and be really authentic, and suffering. So triumph over their traumas.
Well, I know we have a little bit of time. I definitely want to leave it open for us to maybe get some coffee or something later, but I would love to talk to you at least right now a little bit about the EPIC Foundation. The EPIC Foundation is having a fundraiser gala. It's one of the best of its kind, and it's coming up October 1st. You will definitely not want to miss that. If you're coming from New York, this is the event to be at. This is the event that you are going to get to meet. I mean, the people that you need to meet are here.
What? Tell me why. Oh, we got 20 more seconds, and I'm just going to ask Annie, why would I want to come to that? What is it about? Like, what's there?
So one of the main things with your passion for young people that you have and helping young people, the EPIC Foundation, one of their passions and one of the areas that they are involved in is in helping young people and helping the next generation. And I know we're out of time, but I will definitely catch up with you. How's Friday sound?
Perfect. I really look forward to that. I can't wait to meet you. You have great energy. Thank you.
Dr. Annie, great job. Truly, your heart is fully present. Nicole, great job. Gina, let's see what the judges have to say. And here's how this works. We're gonna have a little bit of fun today because my co-host had a little bit of a medical moment and she's sitting not that far away, but she can't speak today. So I'm gonna do this my way in how we talk about this. And you're gonna give a little bit of feedback to one of our participants for 30 seconds, 15 seconds will work, 15 seconds what could be optimized. And here's how it is. If you are, and then I'm sorry, then you're gonna give a score on a scale of 1 to 10. A 1 would be that you would rather spend 1 hour in the freezing cold Atlantic Ocean off of New Jersey in January than have a longer conversation with one of these folks. A 5 would be you would have a mocha chaka saka laka something. I'd never had a cup of coffee at Starbucks, and you'd have it like that is a 5. A 10 would be you would rent a private jet and fly anywhere in the country. Oh, in fact, just like Chris Crone did in bringing donors to our home in Long Beach Island, New Jersey this past weekend to have a longer conversation with these people. So it's like freezing cold ocean is a 1, maca chocolate latte at Starbucks is a 5, a 10 is private jet. Gina, what judge is going first? Judging who?
Let's go with Harold. Let's give some feedback for Nicole.
Basically, she did a good job. Both of them did a great job, and she did follow all the steps from the beginning to the end of the closing of what she needed to accomplish your need as the client. To me, she followed, all the steps.
And what's her score, Harold?
I would give her a 7.
So Harold, we're talking a maca chaka latte on a prop plane. So thank you, Harold. Gina, who's going next?
Next, I'm going to Carell. Carell, what do you have for Annie?
Can you hear me? Yes. Yes. Okay. For Annie, I have, I would say 7.
Okay.
I like Annie's energy. She was engaging. I could feel that she was passionate about what she was talking about. So on that level, I would want to talk to her more. Whatever she was talking about was inviting. I would ask for more information about the thing that made her passionate. So I could hear passion, but I didn't know what the passion was connected to.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. Gina.
All right, so let's have Bianca give feedback for Nicole.
Okay, so Nicole, it was great because attorneys have a hard time getting information out of clients, prospective clients, and I think you did all the right things. Maybe a little more prying and to get her back on track. So I'm going to give you a 7. Keep it up, girl.
Thank you, Bianca. Great job. Gina.
Pastor Joshua, what's your feedback for Annie? Let's hear you, Pastor Joshua.
I think Annie did a great job. I loved her energy. I agree with Carell. I'd like to hear more details about the possible investment opportunity. And I feel like she let you ramble a little bit, and maybe she could have reeled you back in a little bit earlier. So that's it. I think I'll give an 8.
Pastor Joshua might go in a private jet, maybe a 6-seater. So excellent, Pastor Joshua. Gina.
Let's have AJ give some feedback to Nicole.
AJ, yes, please.
Wow. So for both of them, the dynamics of questions, right? Asking questions, I thought that was absolutely incredible. Annie giving the questions and really being able to tap into her passion. And Nicole, being able to stay within your process. You're very in that dynamics of this is what needs to be done. This is what has to happen. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's get you your money because you want to get this done and I'm your solution, which I think is brilliant. I would give her a 7.5, even leaning towards an 8, because the only addition I know that a lot of you don't know, obviously being the certifiable badass, excuse my language, that she is, adding a little bit of that fun energy that I know she absolutely has in her, but I think loosen it up and get that person kind of settled down a little bit.
AJ rocking the mic. Gina, I think it's
so
time.
Wait, Sean, we have Molly, who I would love. Yes, let's hear Molly's feedback for Annie.
Yes.
Okay. So I have to echo the sentiments of everyone. Loved your energy. I want to talk to you about anything really, because you're infectious in that way. But at the end of the day, I wasn't sure where it was going other than sort of a, hey, let's be friends, let's hang out, let's do this thing. And oh, by the way, I'm going to this event. So, maybe make that connection between your space in the community and how your involvement with the foundation enabled you to become, really integrated within the community and get that support. And you'd love to be able to share that and bring that other person sort of into the fold. So like a more inclusive sort of pitch.
Awesome.
Nice. And a score.
A score, 6.5.
6.5, maybe a 1 prop plane. Perfect. Thank you, Molly. Awesome. So Gina, our normal illustrious co-host, Bella Verita, is eating ramen soup just a few feet away. And she is insisting on putting me on the hot seat, Gina. And what this looks like, everyone, is Nicole and Annie so graciously stepped into the courageous seat of participant and had to go from hello to yes in front of everyone. Now we get to turn the tables on me. Gina is loving it nice. Bella's like, stick it to Sean, right? So she suggests scenarios that would be potentially political. I could be President Biden convincing the right of something, or President Trump convincing the left of something. It could be a business scenario. It could be a fundraising scenario, anything that would make sense for you. The only agreement is that it's integrous. Something, we can't sell swampland in the middle of New York, and it has to be a one-on-one conversation. So Gina, I'm going to pick a number. You tell me who's going to either set the scenario or assign it to somebody else. Gina, are you ready for me to give my number?
I'm ready.
I am going to go the number 1.
Molly Hartman Lustig.
All right, Molly. So you're either going to be like easy on me, not so easy on me, or pass it to somebody else. Molly, would you like to set the scenario that I have to go from hello to yes on, or would you like to assign that amazing opportunity to someone else?
No, I'm going to give you a scenario.
Okay. Are you going to be easy or hard?
I'm going to
Go hard. Go hard.
I'm going to be reasonable.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. So what's the scoop?
Okay, here's the scoop. You are the owner of a cannabis cultivation company.
Wow.
And you live in a great town, whatever state you live in. You can be you, Sean, who's never inhaled cannabis ever, who's only sat in a circle with Melissa Etheridge in past. But you really want your cultivation facility to be in the town that you live in. And that town has enacted a ban on cannabis businesses. You have an opportunity to have a one-on-one with the mayor and the council person who is going to be heading up that cannabis regulatory process in that town. And you need to convince us why we should permit your business to be in town.
Okay, awesome. So how about if it's just the mayor? Is that cool? Or the one which so
It's fine. You can have just the mayor. That's okay.
And would you like to be Mayor Molly or somebody else?
No, I want someone else to be the mayor.
Okay, who would you can assign that, Molly? Who would you like to be the mayor?
I'm gonna pick Josh.
All right. So
I knew you were gonna do it. I knew you were gonna do it.
Mayor Pastor Joshua. So is it okay if I call you Mr. Mayor?
Yep.
Okay. So Mr. Mayor, Sean Callaghan here. Thank you so much for taking the time to have a conversation with me. I know you're incredibly busy. Is it still a good time to have our 3 or 4 minute chat?
I've got about 2 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. Is there a better time to reconnect? I don't want to press. It sounds like this may not be the right time.
No, we can talk.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor. So, Mr. Mayor, I'm very confident that you know what this conversation is all about. Can I ask you what prompted you to accept this conversation?
Well, as the mayor, I want to hear everybody's voice. I think everybody has a right to be heard. I don't agree with your position, but you know, I want to hear you out.
Amazing. Well, thank you for that. And Mr. Mayor, I know we only have about 3 minutes to go, but Mr. Mayor, may I ask, why are you mayor? Why do you dedicate your heart, your energy to people? Why are you doing this? It's an incredibly thankless job in so many different ways. So much stress comes your way. I honor you for that, sir. But Mr. Mayor, why do you even do this?
Well, we want to elevate the community, and that's my heart, is to bring people together and to help people have a better tomorrow. And the path or the door that was open to me was mayor. There's a lot of people in the community that are doing great things, and this is my part to add to that.
Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor. And Mr. Mayor, so I'm hearing your heart is clearly present. A vision of supporting and helping people is no doubt. And you mentioned something, and thank you for the openness and want to hear people and say, hey, I do disagree with your position. Thank you for your candor. And what is it that you think my position is? And if I may ask, what is it that you disagree with?
Well, I think that you want to legalize the sale of marijuana, and I've just seen too many kids affected adversely by that, and just the effects on the youth community. It's difficult for me to say yes to that.
Yeah, I fully embrace that. Mr. Mayor, this conversation has already touched my heart because some of what I heard coming in was that you're going to be incredibly resistant and have energy that was very closed. And I'm feeling the exact opposite. I'm feeling a person who is for people. I'm hearing a person who's for the greatest good. And I'm truly hearing that. And I thank you for that. We only got about a minute or so to go. Would it be okay if I shared a little bit about myself and see if something does or does not resonate?
Sure.
Yeah. So, Mr. Mayor, I've actually never inhaled anything. I ripped my pec off my body bench pressing 4 years ago. I didn't take a painkiller. I have never done a drug in my entire life of any sort. I have never smoked marijuana, not once. And I am fully present to a very complicated world. And Mr. Mayor, in this short time, what I would share with you is I was incredibly resistant and opposed to any legalization of any drug, period. I grew up in a household where alcoholism was present and it was destructive. And so my resistance to substances that would alter us in any way is extraordinarily high. And I do have faith in God and a high belief in morality. With that said, Mr. Mayor, what I would propose is if you were to grant me 1 hour with your entire team, I believe I would be able to share with you statistics, numbers, verifiable, that would demonstrate the efficacy of what we're discussing here in cannabis, the ability for it to help people far more than it hurts, and how criminalizing, keeping things illegal and inaccessible actually creates a dramatically higher urgency and pull on a taboo level for youth. So what I'm proposing is if you spent that hour, I'm not asking for any agreement to say yes, but just an agreement for an open mind, which is all I've received so far today, where I would demonstrate that people would be net helped in a massive way through cannabis, and the sort of mythical things I once believed that through legalization will create an increasage of recreational usage. In fact, I have data to show the opposite. So, Mr. Mayor, I just thank you for your time no matter what. Does any of that resonate or not with you to have a longer conversation so we could actually look into the truth of numbers? How does that feel for you, sir?
I would be open to discussing it some more.
All right. Well, Mr. Mayor, I really, truly appreciate that. Thank you. At a roll, Pastor, how did that conversation feel for you?
You were you're asking me? Yeah,
Yes.
you were extremely you kept things very open from a standpoint of not making me feel backed into a corner. You continue to open the conversation up to not be adversarial. So I saw you continually shifting the landscape around to cause it to be less adversarial. So I it's very, very, very good, very masterful.
Well, thank you, Pastor. I appreciate that very, very much. And how was your experience with us here today?
Mine, great. I really love the company. Everybody is bringing their experience to the table and their energy, and I think that's great. I love what you said about relationships, and I think relationships are key. Relationships are one of the most important things in life, and so I think when you're networking with the right people and you're joining forces with the right people, it can make all the difference in the world that we serve.
Oh, amen to that. And thank you so much for standing for what you believe in and for bringing higher vibrational energy and heart and truth to the world. So thank you, Pastor.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Molly, great scenario. How'd I do?
Thank you for that, Molly.
No problem. I think you did really well. Mayor Josh touched on something when he first started speaking, and I just made myself a little note. He said that the reason he wanted to become mayor so that he can help elevate his community. And I would tie that back into, your sort of pitch and say, look, I'm from this community and my goal here is to elevate the community. And, I want to have delving into that deeper discussion, I want to talk to you about, the business realities of, what my business and what my team can do to elevate the community or to help you in your mission to elevate the community.
Absolutely. No, totally agree.
It
Molly.
was pretty good, Sean.
Yeah, not bad for having no idea. And so Molly, thank you so much. And how was
No
your time today on the Heart of Influence?
It was great. It's always fun meeting people, which is, the new norm. And like I say, when I've done some networking seminars for an outfit out of New Jersey, the NewJersey.com, New Jersey Cannabis Insider, I always say networking occurs everywhere. It's at that backyard barbecue. It's when your kids are climbing all over you at a swim party. You just sort of never know who you're going to come in contact with, who might need your services, or you might be able to add value to, something that they're doing. So.
Beautiful. Well, Molly, great job. And thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you. Nicole, wonderful work. Thanks for jumping into the participant seat. And how was your time on the Heart of Influence today?
It was amazing. I mean, when I first heard go from hello to yes, I'm like, what does that mean? And when you were speaking, it clicked to me. So that was pretty genius how you approached that. And I will take back from that into my practice. Thank you.
Thank you. And it's what we do every day, right? In our marketing, our selling, our managing, our leading, our recruiting, our for-profit fundraising, our not-for-profit fundraising. In fact, in every conversation we're having, even if we're being silly and having fun with friends, we're still seeking a yes and maybe a laugh, right? So in every interaction with humans, there's an outcome that we're seeking. And maybe sometimes it's a yes to be negative. But in every conversation, we are going from hello to yes, folks. So Nicole, thank you for wonderfully demonstrating that today. And
thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And Dr. Annie, great job as well. Courage present, participant seat. How was your time with us, please?
Oh, I was just extremely humbled and honored to be amidst everyone here, and just appreciate the honest feedback. Definitely taking a lot home with me for sure.
Oh, beautiful job. And it was an honor and privilege to have you here today. Dr. Annie, thank you. Harold, great job kicking off the judging today. Thank you so much. And how was your time on the Heart of Influence?
This is incredible. It's very different individuals from different paths of life and in business with very common goals, and trying to give back to the community and to people, basically. So it's a great opportunity to be able to meet all of you, and I appreciate it, and thank you all.
Thank you. Beautiful job, Harold. Thank you. Corel, thank you so much again for being here, for judging today. And how was your time with us here?
Thank you. My time was informative. It was warm. It was fun. It was light. And it was just good to see so many different people in different realms of life come together with one core focus. So that was helpful.
Awesome. Corel, double consonants are present as well as your heart. Thank you so much for being here. Bianca, great job. Thank you so much. Maybe a maca chocolate latte and like a prop plane. How was your time in the Heart of Influence?
It was lovely. It's always great to network and meet new people, and like minds are always great to come together. Thank you for having me.
Beautiful. And thank you for being here. AJ, not bad for a blind guy, remembering everybody was here. How was your time today, brother? Beautiful job bringing everybody together. Final, please, AJ, thank you so much as well for putting this together.
An absolute pleasure, Sean. An incredible skill set, incredible developed skill. Over 25 years that you've spent developing this formula, developing this movement that I would love to call it a national and world-changing movement. I am just privileged to be a part of it, to be present here amongst these incredible human beings, as I said. Molly, you mentioned having to do a lot of these e-meetings, right, to network. And I'm very present to that. And this is exactly why we're so excited to announce that October 1st, we're having our first face-to-face gala, coming back together again, right? Having a good time connecting with each other. Molly, I extend an invitation to you, anybody who's watching this on Facebook Live. We would love to have you down here in sunny South Florida, right? I know it can get sunny in New Jersey every once in a while, but sunny South Florida all the time. Would love to have you here. And Sean, Thank you again for allowing me to share this platform with you, this epic heart of influence here with these incredible people who've been a part of the epic movement. These are new friends. These are old friends. University of Miami, Correll, right? Growing up with Joshua Swilley, Pastor Joshua Swilley. One person in particular, my new friend, Nicole Harold, incredible things that he's doing. Bianca, again, a new friend. Molly, I'd love to consider you a new friend as well, but I want to point out one particular individual, Dr. Annie Mecias-Murphy, one of the first women next to my mother to believe in my potential, who invested in that time at an early age. Of course, she was probably only 2 years older than me, right, Annie, when we were working together in junior high. But as a young educator who came in to really support me as a young person, it's because of her, it's because of mentors like her, and Joshua Swilley's father included, Bishop Dwayne Swilley, who invested in my life, allowing me to have the success I have, and exactly why Epic is now paying it forward. So Sean, thank you for this platform. Thank you for participating at our Epic Gala, October 1st. You are, I don't know if you knew it, I hope you knew it, you're a keynote speaker, dude.
Thank you. Yes, I do. And it's an honor and a privilege. October 1st, we will be there, sunny South Florida. Epic is epic. And brother, you are epic as well. Of course, AJ. Love you and thank you. Awesome job.
Love you, bro. Thank you.
Gina Ricci, you once sat in these seats. Final.
Final for everyone. Even Tony Robbins said there's no one that leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Callaghy. The work of the formula that brought Sean to where he is today controls our money, time, and magic for sure. Influence, process, and self-mastery. And I am blessed to be side by side with this man, to be the understudy for Bella Verita today, because Sean has raised more than $5 million since middle of June for Ukraine, for the horse charities, just incredible influence skills that can bridge so much between people and so much conflict in them. So final, thank you for all the work that you do. Thank you for what you're up to, AJ and Sean. There's nothing like what we get to do here today with these extraordinary people. So thank you.
Thank you. And we're because I double fact checked, we're over 4, pushing towards 5, and we're going to get to 10 this year and doing such beautiful things in so many ways. Cannot wait to be in South Florida. Epic. Love you guys. And this is from my heart. The superpower of integrous influence is what we do with it, and how emotionally we get ourselves to use it. Because that little bugaboo of fear of failure, fear of rejection is so catastrophically destructive. We can be in our heart and our math at all times, rising our magic, our time, and our financial resources. It is an honor and a privilege. If this is the end, God bless, but hope to see you on October 1st. In addition, though, we have a special gift, which is a conversation with one of our teammates. The power and magic of that will be extraordinary if you accept. If not, that's cool too, but that will be a mistake. But it's okay, we make mistakes. Love you guys. You know what? I may be physically blind, but I do think we are all blind.
Just learning to see. Thank you, everyone.
Beautiful.
Have a great night.
Have a
Bye.
great day.